This is where Mahadev, a newly qualified lawyer, lives with his family.
When I moved into this hut, it was a single room made of wood. It was not exactly livable, but I slowly worked on it and made it to what it is today. When I started living here, I decided to develop my career further. I thought, if people from states like UP who are uneducated end up studying and become lawyers, why not me? So I decided to study further.
Slum is not some object. Slum is a makeup of people. And Bombay's slums has people of a whole variety. I know of examples where professionals, including architects who live in slums. There are engineers who live in slums. There are police who live in slums. There are municipal officials who live in slums. So it's not a single anonymous whole, and that must be clarified.
Mumbai is one of the 20 most expensive cities in the world for property. Only a handful can afford the prices. The poor and even the middle classes have no choice but to move to the slums. Even though most slums are illegal, the slum dwellers buy, sell and rent their homes just like on the open market. 16 years ago, Mahadev bought his slum home for around $4,000. Today it would cost 6 times as much. Dharavi, one of Asia's largest slums, covers less than 2 square kilometers. Now it's home to more than 500,000 people. It's a slum built on sweat and struggle against a lawless background.
Corruption has been very central to the whole issue of the growth of slums in different ways. Slums come up on a vacant piece of land, not sort of spontaneously, but because some enterprising individual, a dada, manages to actually seize a piece of that vacant land, mark out plots, and then more or less sell them to the slum dwellers, in the sense that he extracts money from poor people so that they can park themselves on this vacant piece of land, and they have to continue to pay this their protector so that they will not be evicted. And to ensure that they are not evicted, this dada in turn has to pay either the local corporator or the ward officer or somebody higher up.
The authority in charge of rehabilitating Mumbai's slums admits that in the past the city's housing policy has failed to provide for those most in need.
The income levels being what they are, the city has failed to provide adequate and affordable housing for these people. And slums have emerged as an innovative solution. People have themselves constructed their house because affordable housing was not available. While the city has been beckoning people, it requires these people. The city has been paying them the wages from which he has to make his ends meet.
The state government also accepts that over the years, promises to rehabilitate the city's slums have not been kept.
But I think that time when the promise was made, if you remember, the property markets were extremely buoyant, in the sense that the property prices were extremely high. So the developers felt that that they will be able to not only meet the cost, but they would also be able to raise sufficient money to develop all these areas. Thereafter, there's been a slump in the property markets. So therefore, it's not as lucrative as it was at the time when the promise was made.
Businessman Vijay didn't wait to be rehoused. 2 years ago, he moved out of the slum. His is a rags to riches story. 30 years ago, his family arrived with almost nothing. Now they run 2 shops, a telephone booth, and also supply his old slum with cable TV.
Since I had spent my entire childhood in the slum, I knew about everyone's struggle. So I wanted to ensure that nobody's home gets snatched away from them. So it is because of this that I got involved.
Along with Mahadev, Vijay is now on a committee to get his old slum redeveloped. One champion of slum dwellers is Jokin Aputam. Back in the 1960s, he was one of the first to get slum dwellers organized.
Who built the city? Is any one middle class can come and stand and say, I built the building? Any middle class come and say, I built the sewer of the system of the Bombay? No. Complete sewer system, road, buildings, your apartment, where you live, this is all built by whom?
But the slum dwellers do have some power. They are the largest block of votes in Mumbai, and their biggest success came 4 years ago. In 2001, the state government passed a law saying slum dwellers who registered before 1995 would not be evicted and would have free housing. The scheme is financed through deals with the builders.
The slum dwellers are given free houses